Yeah, are you ready for a modal coffee with me? Heck yeah.
Get Cindy!
You're ramping up your ability right now, but look, I don't have time for that. It needs to get done now. No. Yes, I'm working. I'm at the office right now. Just listen to me. Just listen to me for a second, okay? All right, just calm down. No. Everything's cool, man. Everything's cool. Yeah, everything's good. No, your girl's fine. She's here. No.
Are we here? We're here. How come we're... Maybe we should add these back. What do you think? I don't know how they got down, but they did. Did you get your coffee, man?
I got coffee.
Yeah. I spelled your coffee the way you spelled coffee to me.
Cawffe.
Yeah, coffee. Yeah.
Coffee.
Yeah. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some. I'm going to try and get my... Ooh, up would be nice, but it doesn't want to cooperate.
No, I got to shut the heat off.
Good morning, 2-4. How are you, bro?
Up 2-4.
Yeah.
See if Leia has to come in.
We got the salty. We don't need this one on yet. Two of me. We don't need two.
Come on.
Yeah, I was gonna go out to the kitchen. I gotta grab my coffee. Good morning. You got your coffee, Gloria?
Cookies. You're gonna get
Coffee morning. Quick shoe. Good. It's -6. Wow. That's up in New York, -6.
What's up, Salty?
I don't even know what it's here. I know it's probably under 30 degrees.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh, 27.
I mean, at night it was 41. That's pretty cold for Florida.
50s is bearable. Dave Jeffrey in Niagara Falls as well.
I mean, it's nothing compared to like Michigan.
Yeah.
Or the Great Lakes or Saratoga or where, Shoe is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just stupid. Like you don't go out. Why would you go out? Why would you go outside?
Stay the hell home. I'm going to run out to the thing and fill my coffee cup up real quick. So
man.
I want to get my stuff hooked up in here so I can hear when I'm on the go too. I forgot.
Yeah, I'll do the comments.
Yeah, that's cool. That way I didn't gotta mess with it.
Leia, come on.
I'll be right back.
Up.
Gloria. Yes, you do. Yeah, that's where I'm working on is my second one too, Gloria. -4 there.
Oh my good God Almighty! That's
Heat wave.
Awful.
Here. Yeah, chicken.
Heat wave.
Oh.
Brown chicken, yo.
All right, you got him. I'm gonna go grab my.
That would go right through me, dude.
I'll be right back. This will follow us out real quick.
Oh, crazy!
Keep an eye on you anyway.
I remember when 2-4 was winterizing his bike.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Wow, it's so hot down here." And then, like, literally, 2-4 was one of the first people. I was like, "Wow."
Putting bikes away, you mean?
Yeah, and I was like, "Wow, he must be really getting cold up there." I was like, "That's stupid." I was like, "Why is it getting so cold up by him?"
Him and Ruby.
Yeah, and Ruby too. Ruby was right after him. I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, everyone's putting their bikes away. And then the one time I got on the bike and I went out on the bike and I started riding home. I was in a t-shirt. I was like, "God damn, I'm freezing." I started shivering. It must have been like 30. It must have been like, 50. I was shivering in a t-shirt, I was like, "Oh, it's sweatshirt weather."
Yeah.
That's the one thing I miss
I
is
was
the
gonna zip out to the
bonfires and sitting by the fire.
got the coffee can.
Yeah.
This is what you want to put in your coffee, people.
Heavy whipping cream.
Heavy, the thickest possible, fattiest stuff you can get.
What's like the sugar? Is there a sugar content?
You know, that's a good question. I don't think there is in this. I'm not sure. Got only
High 36
50 calories. Saturated fat is 18%. Cholesterol's only 20 mil only.
only.
There is one carb.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
Sterling.
Man, you didn't. Well, maybe you did. You got membership? He
I
probably gave you one. I don't know.
maybe.
He did a members only with the drone and flying through the
I
trees.
saw that, so I must have. I think I
Yeah,
have.
that was really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's something about we cannot reveal the location. I was like,
Yeah,
we
because
got a top secret special video.
yeah.
That was cool though.
I
I like
gotta
how he did it. I was like, man, he's good at the controls because I'm like, oh, don't hit the tree, don't hit the tree.
I know, me too. I'm like, how does he do that so good? I'm like, he must be really good
Walking,
at that.
talking, changing the direction of the camera, flying the drone.
Yeah, meanwhile, yeah, exactly. He's changing the direction. He's flying the drone. He's changing the direction. He's sipping a coffee. You know, he's got his arm around Red.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, bro.
I think we love Sterling, don't we? We always be bragging about him and his skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. So good morning to you, Sterling. Good morning.
He's doing like he's riding the motorcycle, he's flying the drone, he's recording.
I'm like, Sterling, now you're just showing off.
And now you're just showing off. What's up, Tony?
I think they're cold. Which way do I gotta go? There we go. Poor things. Huh?
Oh, yeah. I used to put blankets on mine.
We feel for him.
I used to cover mine with moving blankets.
Yeah.
And he was drunk too.
It's a motorcycle channel. We had to go look at him.
Oh man. Hey Ray,
It
what's
isn't
up,
too bad
bro?
out there. It's a little brisk, but
Click shoe.
so the old Mac thing, I wanted to talk about that a little bit, and
Yeah, that was upsetting.
just the whole ambience of his
Yeah, I was just
of
like,
his presentation and putting it out there. That was beautiful, but it was like sad and somber. I was like,
oh,
Mac, you don't have let's just work on the problem a little bit. Get a few more.
like, yeah, let's work on it instead of giving up so easily. You know what I think? Something in his router is backing up or something. And he's getting clogged up in the router. He's not deleting his cookies or something, or he's not deleting his excess files or something.
That's simple.
It has to be simple, you know?
Well, we don't know his struggle, but I mean, some of those things can be simple. And I get he's just frustrated. You know, he might be, and he did a very nice, polite way of whatever. There's a link out there. Somebody wants to step in and say good morning and hello and whatever. I don't think I'm going to be on here real long. We'll try to. I don't have to work today, so if I go a little over 30 minutes, it's not going to kill us. But
yeah,
I do have to do last minute slacker Christmas shopping. That's what I was talking about. The old sorry, I hit there. You got it. The Walmart thing, which I think Sterling went there yesterday, if I remember right.
Walmart is definitely an experience. Like, you have to mentally prepare yourself to go to Walmart.
Yeah. We restart your router every few days. No kidding. Now see, there's always some great pro tips there because I got my brand new router, but I have not reset it since I like when something's working, I just leave it alone.
Yeah, like I mean, I know Moto's reached out to Mac. I mean, I don't know if Sterling could reach out to him. I don't know what like the issue is. Like, and I'm not tech savvy, so I can't help him,
Yeah.
and I feel horrible. Like, and I told him, I'm like, I
Yeah.
didn't want it.
Ray, how we doing, bro?
You can hear me.
You
Yeah.
sound
Oh,
great.
you sound so much better now.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
positive.
What about
Yeah.
now?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. But you can tell you're a little further away.
Yep,
Okay.
that's
What
it.
about now?
Yes.
It's not too loud, echoey, or nothing.
No,
No,
you
you're
sound
good.
great. You
I put
sound
my other
natural.
mic and cords and stuff on, so this is a smaller mic. See how little? The other one was the big Blue Yeti. I don't know. I forgot. I was like on Amazon when I got off last night. And I was like looking at the cords to order.
Yeah.
And I looked over on my shelf and I was like, wait a minute. I've got 2 other microphones. Surely they come with cords. You know what I mean? So
Really, they come with cords.
yeah. So
That's great.
I mean, there was a short, and I think where the other mic was, I've used it for like 4 years. It was just wore out, and there was a short in the cord where it plugs in the bottom of the microphone, and like I could move it, and then the sound would come out of my computer, and then it would jump back to the to the headphones and stuff.
That's
so
what it sounded like. It sounded like it when you were losing it.
So everybody in the side chat, can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up or yes or kiss my ass or whatever.
Well, I had to go on. I just now adjusted your mic level on my end. Because
now you're echoing.
Mr. Greg,
I can just.
Or Buck back.
The thing I like about this microphone is I've got 2.
Yeah.
I can control the volume for me listening, and I can control the volume for the mic. Like my Blue Yeti, it was just one knob that controlled the loudness and the mic through my earphones and my microphone. So this one has actually 2 buttons, like for listening, I can turn the volume up.
Yeah.
And then for the microphone, I can turn it up separately.
Yeah.
The other one wasn't. Okay, it's fine. Okay. I tried to do it. I did a recording in YouTube last night when I was messing with all this stuff, and it sounded okay. Well, not new, but it's been in the box since I ordered. I've never used it. So, because I ordered like 3 different ones because I kept getting advice. Don't get that one, get this one, get this one. This is, I don't even know. It's probably not a good one. FIFA. F-I-F.
Freaking great with it. I'd use that all day
long.
long.
F-I-F-I-N-E.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still want a sure.
I know you do. That's the goal.
Man, $400 though, dude. That's a lot of money, man.
You have a sure. You sure will.
That's a lot of money. But man, the setups. But if I get one of those, I decided if I do, I'm going to go all in and buy the mixing board.
Yeah.
Not just the sound effects, but the mixing to where I can like do the program with my volume, my voice, and do, where it's, because they say those Shure mics are so much crisp and plain and good that I like to, I want a soundboard where I can at least control my volume and I don't sound so hillbilly-ish.
They sound so, what is it? I don't know if it's the right word, if it's compressed and deep and so like very rich, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't have YouTube on, Sterling. All mine's off.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Want everything from Rode. Yeah.
Whoever's in this little block, whoever's trying to talk is what's doing it. But I mean, if you listen to like Joe Rogan and all those big podcasts, of course they got, $50,000 equipment, $100,000 studios and equipment. I got like $500 in just my stuff,
Yeah.
Different that, cameras, different things, stuff I've spent money on. Probably
really into into the mics and stuff, and
That's
like
it.
he's got like gain control on his.
Yeah, I did on that other one, but I had to leave it off because every time I would turn it up, it would do the echo and stuff. I guess where it automatically went through my laptop and it set a certain setting, it was fine. So I never touched my gain. You know?
Yeah.
And then you can plug into like something like you can plug like another mic into the cordless mic and then run it to your wherever and keep it on you. And then you control everything from the phone. I'm like, wow.
What's up, Buck?
Yes.
Morning,
Good morning,
morning.
Buck.
Morning, Buck.
Ray, your audio sounds on point this morning.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure because when you said that last night, I went back and watched me on there last night. That first, few minutes I was on, I was like, holy shit, I've never sounded that bad. My equipment's never been that bad.
It took me a little while to catch on to it. And I was like,
Yeah, it did.
I don't want to say something right away. But
No, I wished you would. I'm glad you did because I would have wanted to go through that whole thing and because to me, I feel like, man, can't nobody hear and my stuff is messed up. Not because
You
I'm
just
worried about
sound
anyone
far away.
judging. I don't want to.
you
I don't want to mess up your show.
Immediately.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess up somebody's live stream and me be the person over here no one can hear or it's messed up. That's like someone can't figure out their echo and stuff. Hey, get off and figure it out, then come back on. Don't sit and torture somebody's live stream.
Yeah.
And everybody else on it because your stuff's messed up.
What
was you saying about Mac?
Tried to start practicing like right now. If I want to go watch my live and go on YouTube, I make sure like from here I'll go mute my stuff, go put on my page, and then make sure my volume's all the way down on that page, and then come back, turn my mic on, and we save a little bit of inconvenience. So yeah, I gotta say you have some of the best overall audio, Sterling. I ain't just saying that. You really. Well,
he's probably got a pretty good setup.
Yeah, he's
figured out the soundboard.
Everywhere he's going, man, he just sounds clear and clean.
And that's what I want. I should have just saved the money when I first started this, but I was quick into jumping into wanting to do it. And so I just, like I said, I bought that bundle package. It was like $180 or something like that. And then it just progressed from different cameras, trying different things. And hush. Here, go on. Go play. Go on. Little turd. But, and I never thought I would be going any further than this, hanging out with friends and people. You know what I mean? I never thought I would be a Joe Rogan, or I never looked at it that way, or like a big podcast guy or a live stream guy.
Yeah.
I thought, if I'm going to do it and we're going to hang out every week, I want something that I just don't want to sit and talk on the computer. I mean, I could do it with the computer laptop or the laptop here with the camera. I got a pretty good laptop, pretty good, not a good one. It's about $500, I guess. That's good to me. You know what I mean? That's expensive. Yeah. But I know there's more that's $2,500 gaming. A lot of people use gaming laptops and computers and stuff like that, gaming screens. But I can't do that. I got kids. I have other things, responsibilities to pay for. So I could use the camera and the microphone. I could sit here and the camera would be okay on the laptop. But I got, my wife, my kids cook. I'm in the kitchen. They're in and out. I don't have that kind of big house with an extra room that I can set up an office or a StreamYard, or whatever. So they're constantly in and out of the kitchen here and making noise. So I was like, I don't want to just sit and let everybody hear. They shouldn't have to hear my everybody on my screen, and you know what I mean. And just in case it did get to certain conversations, I didn't want their girls, so I didn't want my kids. I didn't want them hearing things. So that's why I just decided to, invest in a few other things when I started this. And I don't know, it's fun. I want my channel to grow. I want it to, I want to be not a superstar. I want to have 100 million followers. I want to have 100 million views on every video. Who don't want that? Yeah, of course. No, I'm just saying, I don't want to be a star. Success to me ain't me being popular. Success ain't about how big my bank account is.
I want to be a
success to me is just
billionaire.
is just
So
in my opinion, for me personally, my own success, I want to live. I want to be able to show my kids the direction that
Yeah.
if they would like to go down it, there is success that way. If you want, success would be, buy a new home. It ain't got to be 10 bedrooms. You know, take care of my family. Be able to support them more than I do now. So that's success. Family is success to me, I guess.
Yeah, that would be good. I wouldn't want to have a committed to do this or anything else really on YouTube. I like doing this as a pastime, do some whatever, if it was a job and I had to be like, look smart at it or do something professional and made sure that I performed every time I was on because I had an unreal amount of subscribers. I don't think I'm cut for that. I wouldn't enjoy that at all. I like the one-on-one what I do at my job. I'm with pretty much one person, and
exactly,
and
it's a fun hobby. That's right, Sterling. And you think someone like Joe Rogan, he's got somebody every day. They have to have scheduling. He's got people that, of course, he's famous, so he's scheduling people. But you got to think, really, if you're going to sit down and do this every single day, you like a real, as a job, and you have that kind of success. I just think that eventually you're going to either run out of people to interview, or you're going to run out of stuff to talk about, or you're going to run out of, the podcast people I watch and stuff, I don't watch every one of their videos. I'm not interested in every single thing they talk about, and
he does.
And that's what I like about him, but also you have to have that kind. He's got money to start the podcast. You know what I mean? He was he had a good paying job. He had good money.
We do that Fear Factor, and then MMA, and
get that for free for like the first year or so. I think they said, Dana White said, he just wanted to be part of it, and then he started making money after it got really big, the UFC. After Dana White bought it and brought it, to the success he did, then he started getting paid millions. So look at me. If I had $30 million in the bank and say I wanted to be a big time podcaster, I would go build a building, a shed, or a building on my property, or go rent a place downtown. And I would set it, and I had the money. I could set it up completely the way I wanted it. Internet, find the best place in town or wherever I set up my studio for the internet, all that stuff. And of course, if I had the money to do that, I could do something like that daily. You know what I mean? But for me, just sitting here in my kitchen, and I got responsibilities with my kids and doing all this, I could not do that right now. My wife works, and it takes both of us. And, I don't have 30 million where my wife can sit at home with the kids and take care of them while I go out and get on a podcast every day.
Well, Sick and I do. We both have 30 million.
And you don't have wives.
You didn't know.
When I was in Vegas, I drove past the UFC headquarters. It was unbelievable, bro. It was huge. It was beautiful. It was nice. I was like, wow, man. Dana White and Joe Rogan are doing something right.
Yeah.
And that's it, Sterling. You got to make something you would watch. And the shit that I watch, I don't have the physical. No. Listen, seriously, like podcast wise, yes. I it's not that I don't know how to interview people. I talk enough. I can come up with certain things to ask questions and all that stuff. It's getting dedicated people every single week on the show. Something's always going to come up. Someone's going to cancel. Things happen. My live streams, I did like maybe 4 or 5 interviews, but when I deleted over like 2,000 of them, I did some good lives. We had, from 2 people to 10 people on at a time. And we did this right here. We hung out, we talked. There were certain nights that we would do topics and we would really get into them and stuff like that. Yeah. But anymore, as I get on these and stuff, and as I'm getting back into going to do them on my own channel. Like I said, I've been paying for StreamYard for almost 4 years, and I just tell them to,
It's expensive too.
Oh yeah, and there's times I'll go not even use it, so and I'm paying for it, but it's all right because it's here whenever I want to come jump on it, and I can do it, and I don't have to worry about hey, I didn't pay this month, so.
You just have to have backup sometimes and some backup plans, like you're talking about having guests and all that. It's like a political writer last night, or what do you call it? A retired writer, whichever channel we're going by, doing the rabbit hole. He had obligations. He kind of wanted to keep the stream going, and we've been helping each other out, off and on. And I leaned on you a little bit and a couple other
and
people
that's
to
completely
help me
fine.
out. Yeah, it's like sometimes we makeshift, or if it turns into a community, it's okay. It's not like it's such a worldwide thing that'll be a disappointment. I mean?
Yeah.
No, but
like
if
most of our
schedule going, it'll retain a consistency every week.
Yeah.
But
Whether
see,
it's a good
people
show or a
expect
bad
though,
show.
but people expect a lot of stuff because they expect every time you do a live for you to talk about motorcycle, because you're a motorcycle channel. Or they did mine. And I'm like, look, guys, just because I ride motorcycles and film things and at rallies and different stuff, if you actually watch more than a motorcycle video on my channel, I'm into comedy. I'm into just everyday life. So when I get on these live streams and I got friends and people on, we're talking about everyday life stuff. We're not just talking about, yes, we'll talk about motorcycles or we'll find a certain topic, but we just want to hang out and talk everyday stuff and, just shit, hey, I went to fucking Sizzlers the other night, this is what happened. You know what I mean? It doesn't, and people get that confused and they get upset. And I'm like, why are you getting upset? Because I'm not showing you motorcycle shit, or I'm not talking about motorcycle stuff. Like, hey, then this channel's not for you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Go watch whatever's for you. What's up, Jim?
Cawffee.
It irritates me because they expect you. And I'm like, dude, ask YouTube for a refund then.
I've only had like once
free.
Motorcycles are in my life every day, but it's not like shoved down my throat every day.
And I'm not going to shove it down somebody else's throat.
Exactly. I'm not going to shove it down somebody else. If you ask me a question or if something comes up in the chat, we could chit chat about whatever. Forks or breaking.
When I started my channel, I told it on my channel. I was like, look, I don't have the money to buy a brand new motorcycle. I don't have money to buy parts every video and do upgrades and show you guys and do review videos. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just recording my dumb ass and talking, and I'm going to put it on there. And if you watch it, I hope you watch it and enjoy it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be this certain thing.
I like that. But hanging out, talking shit, and seeing what we have in common. There it is. That keeps it simple, man. And
what's up, Andy?
I find like our community, as what we call it ours, but the one I'm involved in is mainly very, very versatile. We've only had maybe one or two people come in and go, well, how come we're not, talking about motorcycles? We don't have this or that. That is very minimal. If ever do I ever hear that, really. We usually know what to expect when we go to hang out at certain people's lives and whatever. You get a little different here, you get a little, like one that is fairly regular is Sterling Wheel when he does the Gas Pastor one. You get all kinds of entertainment, and we're all there and hanging out with whatever he's doing. Sometimes he's singing, sometimes he's talking about the music he's playing, or he'll pop some up, or just having rants and some good times. So it's like, it's okay. We didn't come there to hear all about his trucking and his industry and what he does and that he rides a motorcycle or anything else. It's just as random as can be, like what we talk about. We talk about cameras. We talk about mics. We talk about setting these things up, who's doing what, where. There's nothing wrong with any of that. It's a variety of subjects. And
But the minute you throw a video up that ain't motorcycle related, you'll get some that say, well, wait, I thought this was a motorcycle channel, man. This is supposed to be like you supposed
I've never
to do
had
this
that really.
Please somebody. Oh, I have. Like, oh, no, you're supposed to be pleasing me, Well, fuck you. No, I'm pleasing myself. Sorry about the language. I'm pleasing myself. Right. I put what I want because it's my channel. if you're too scared to start your own channel. I think that's what a lot of it is. It's like I think there's so many people that's afraid to be judged, and there's too much fear for them to do this right here and film themselves or get on here and talk. They're so afraid of people judging and, of what they look like or how they sound or what they talk about or what they, or whatever, that they have to judge other people and criticize other people because they cannot be their self. And I can be myself. I can put anything I want on my channel, and I don't care what you say. It's mine. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think a lot of people judge that because they cannot be their self. They just can't. They can't talk about politics. They're scared somebody's going to judge them or say something. They can't talk about motorcycles. Someone's going to criticize their motorcycle or their truck, whatever. Or they can't get on here or show their face. I'm not talking about Buck. I'm saying there's certain people that will not get on and show their face. And I'm like, dude, you show your face in videos, but you won't come on a live stream and show your face. What? I don't get that. You know what I mean? You can't.
I don't get it either.
In my defense, it's the fact that I'm, rolling down the highway right now.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm talking about.
I get it. Yeah.
I'm talking about people sitting at home and talking to you on a live stream, but they'll go out here and put videos of them riding down the road or doing stuff or doing all this stuff. And I'm not talking about anyone in the chat or any certain person. I'm just saying there's a lot of people out there that will, but they judge us for doing, you know what I mean?
We'll say one thing.
Why? This is my channel.
They'll say, but they won't do as they say.
Yeah. And I think a lot of them are just fear that someone's going to judge them. They're so scared that, other people are going to say, they can't take the criticism or they can't take that, someone not liking them or
really
whatever
hard,
it may be, it's a real issue with men. I mean, really, even women. I mean, it is, in my opinion, it is.
So it's not hard for you. I mean, once in a while, I'm sure you get it, but
I know what I look like. I know what I sound like. So what if someone says they don't like it?
Most things I'm pretty decent at, but if something gets a little bit way out of whack where I feel I don't have control or something's about to go bad or wrong or I'm going to look bad, it's like protecting your image or your false ego that you have of yourself. Yeah. And I know it's illusional in reality, but I still get the emotion or I'll get the feeling or the effect of it. And I have to fight through that. And it may take a few days, or it may take this or that. But coming on here is really exposing yourself to, that's what my brain tells me.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it really does. But it's what you're talking about exactly like people like me. I'm a little bit fearful of that stuff, and I'll be first to tell you that. But I keep doing that.
But you're not out here judging other people.
No.
You're not leaving comments on people's channel. Are you saying, hey, why are you not doing this on your channel? Why are you not showing this on your channel? Why are you doing that? You know what I mean? Like,
because it's my channel, not yours.
And that's what they don't understand.
Channel,
I'm like, man,
channel and go do it on your channel. It's fine.
Or keep rolling.
Yeah.
I never force anybody to watch my stuff. I mean, I'm not at your house making you turn it on.
I mean, usually I'm gonna see what was played on this day in Grateful Dead history. What good shows were played, and maybe I'll start playing that in the background, and then we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Go over the set list, whatever. See what kind of good songs are on, if any Buddy Holly songs are being played, if any Dylan songs are banned or Allman Brothers that they're covering.
I got to talk about something just real fast. Go ahead, Buck.
It really don't matter. In a recent conversation I have with some guys, it was, it really doesn't, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter as long as what we're doing is what makes us happy.
Exactly.
Because we can't control what other people are gonna think of us. We can't control what kind of preconceived notions they're gonna have about the content we put out. If it resonates with people, it resonates with people. If it don't, it don't.
Yeah, you can't make everybody happy, and that's the bottom line. Everyone's gonna complain no matter what.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, I've had them tell me, you have to be original. You have to be. I'm like, why? I am original. oh no, you posted something else that didn't have nothing to do with you, or you're not in it. So, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't care.
Now,
You're
I
not
went
original.
to this guy right here, Zat. That's all I know how to say his name. Cool dude. I've gone to his
Zadak,
lives. Yes, I've
Zodiac.
gone to his lives. He does live streams. He does other stuff too on his channel. But I joined a live stream yesterday. I was like totally shocked. I had to, and it's nothing personal to use that, but I had to get off it. It was like, you want to talk about somebody be able to handle themselves well on a live stream? I think Zach does really good. He's probably done it a few times, but you get people that jump on and do some extreme talking. I mean, extreme, and some accusations and things that go on. It was like, it was so intense. I had to bow out, but I was like, I don't know how you do that, Zat. And like someday, maybe again, if you want to come on and talk to us a little bit about that, I don't know. I wish a couple, like, I think Sick might have seen some of it.
Yeah, I think Zat has a very calm demeanor.
He does, yeah. He really does too. He's like flybys going this way and that way.
Because I don't think I would have handled myself so well.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyway, that was cool, Zat. Yeah, he said it was nuts
He's
last
the guy
night
that popped
too.
on that one night. Wasn't he the guy?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's exactly. So every time I put his all notifications all on, and I like to see what other people do and how they do it, and learn some stuff. And like I was thinking, gosh, maybe I'll get on and talk to Zat real quick. Nobody else is in here. And then when that stuff has, I'm sure glad I wasn't caught on there.
Glad I wasn't in there. Dodge that bullet.
Yeah. And like I said, it ain't personal, Zat. We know each other a little, well, not really, but I mean of each other. And you came on, and it was cool. So, but anyway, still supports you, man.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And that's
like he's here, and
and that's understandable, because I mean we all look at life from different points of view.
Yeah.
Like I said before in my own content, you know, we can all be in a movie theater watching the same movie. We walk out of the movie theater and we have a conversation about it, and we all draw different conclusions. It affects us differently, but we watch the same exact thing.
It's all learning. Yeah. Good morning, Rob.
Hey, Robert. How are you, man?
I just think it's funny how people criticize people, and then they're like,
well, some of that is on purpose.
Yeah, they do it.
Some of that is to get a reaction. Yeah.
Don't be judging me. Don't be the boss of me. You ain't the boss of me.
Well, I just think it's funny because if they do have a channel, you go look at them, and most of the people, they're either jealous or they're envious. You're doing something they're not doing, or you're putting out something that they're scared to put out or they can't talk about. I mean, really, there's some serious messed up people out there.
Oh yeah, there's
keyboard warriors. Yeah, there'll always be haters. And
a lot of my problem is telling my views and what I think about a life decision or about life process thinking and how to react in relationships and people. More of mine is a protective, like, I'd hate to give out some bad stuff or my opinion and then possibly influence somebody to do, you know what I mean? That would be negative or hurtful or all that, because you get reactions, and especially when you have a community that you love and you want to be a part of. And I still want to be, you know, accepted in ways too. I'm not going to just say whatever I feel like and whatever I want to at the expense of hurting somebody's feelings and losing them as friends, because what I have to say is not that important. And sometimes I realize my thinking isn't always correct. It's better just to shut up than say anything, you know. But like when we do the rabbit hole, that's kind of like, that opens you up to, well, how about this idea? How about that? Not that I believe in it, but have you heard of this? You know?
Yeah.
And that makes it easier not to be as judged. We're just exploring.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And in relation to that, think about it when, you know, some of us in here, like me and Mr. Dean, I know, are both military veterans, and even when we were active duty, even in the military community, each each little place we were at or whatever, we still had our own little cliques we run with in the military.
Yeah.
We had our own
Yeah.
little groups that we run with because
Yeah.
we all had similarities, we all had differences, and the ones that found common
Yeah.
ground would kind of stick
Yeah.
together.
That's 100% correct. Yeah, I've had that. I had military. I've had when I got in the tattoo business, and I was in that clique, and with people like-minded. Then I tried to explore in guitar, and stuff. So I was all, it's
I think
all.
we learn at a young age. Even in
Mhm.
elementary, we find ourselves either drawn to people or people are drawn to us, and we group ourselves automatically without knowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we get to
Yeah.
high school, and then you really notice it. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
really, and then we do it in
Yeah.
life because we were so used to it, of doing it. And we get around these certain groups, and it's okay to find your people. That's what we should do. We should want to be around people that gives us good positive vibes and that are good, that we're good too, and that's good to us. I mean, I don't want to be around negative people. I don't want to hang out with
No.
negative people. I tried that.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to be, I want to be around
Even-
people not just like me, but different, but
Even
also
a-
that, we're going to have fun. We're going to, we're
Yeah.
going to enjoy each other's company. We're going to, lift each other up. I don't want to be around somebody that's, always trying to be the guy that, or the girl or whatever, that's, saying, hey, let's go, over here and getting this man. You know what I mean? I don't want to be around
Yeah.
negative. I want to be around positive people where we all are on the same thinking ground.
Well, even as a job, now think of this, like as a job, you have to be I would think super spiritually fit and mature to be, say, like a prison guard or be a police officer or work with mentally handicapped people. Things that you're not going to get positive feedback and attaboys. You're going to get hammered all day long,
Yep.
and have to come home to the wife and kids. And, is that an acting job you have? Or are you just you're that mature, you understand that the things and you see it as love and you're not turning it around as personal attacks.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to be, you got to be willing to accept the truth. You got, if a buddy says, hey, and says something, you can't take it the wrong way. You got to be, because if I fuck up, I hope a friend says, hey, dude, don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know he's doing it because he's there for the right reason. He's not doing it to hurt me or criticize me. You know what I mean? He's doing it because,
especially if you have new friends that you've been around a lot, that you nurtured relationships with, you
Exactly.
respect that. And you're like, thank you, because man, save me from myself some days, you know?
And I don't know.
Stuff.
I think it's, so when I say the negative and positive things, well as I do where I come from of the addiction people, you know what I mean? That negative, when I say negative, I don't mean just, hey, let's go over here and put a sticker on a stop sign. I'm talking about like, hey, people that get you into some mess, and I don't go that rabbit hole anymore. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be around those negative people. I'm not going into the lion's den. I'm going to be, I need to stay as far away from that as I can. So
super huge egos are not attractive to me no more. They were at one time because I tried to be a part of that, and I never measured up, and it was always a lie and a false thing. So more humbled in nature. When we use our egos, we do it to be sarcastic or have some fun or to make a joke or joke about the ego. That is attractive. It's funny because we know it's a lie. That lie is dead. Go ahead, Buck.
Some of us, all we got to do is buy a bike. We don't have to rip it apart and put LED lights on it.
That's right. So let's just have to ride it.
Just right, man.
That kind of humor is what you're getting at.
Yeah, that's good, Rob. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. and standing there for 20 minutes in front of the camera doing this, I'm thinking you're trying to grab something, and all I see is
Yeah.
what was it? What kind of bike is that you
1901.
ride?
1901. Yeah.
Indian. That's what it is.
I know you guys call them Polarises. Go for it.
No,
It's
I
fine.
don't. I'd never have.
Anything
I've
bought
never
after
have.
anything bought after 1953 is.
Yeah.
19 seriously, I'm not trying to laugh and not
No,
joke
it's
and
the
not
truth.
criticize.
Yeah.
1953 is when Indian completely shut down. They're not in the same building. They're not the same warehouse. They
Nope.
completely gone out of business. What Indian done was sold the logo. They sold the brand, the logo and the brand. So these other companies bought their brand and their logo, and they built bikes and slapped them on them. Yes.
Yeah.
Did they, did they mock them up after some of the old Indian? Yeah, sure. But the real Indian company died in 1953. Went completely out of business. Harley Davidson still in Milwaukee, still in the same warehouse, still in the same place. And that's what, when people say no Indian, yeah, but they sold the logo and the brand.
Yeah.
That's it. They didn't.
And it fell due to internal conflict.
Yep. And so Indian really died out. It's just and it's been through what, 3 different companies. They bought the logo and the name.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean,
that's some beauty. Let's put that up on the blast here. Sorry, bro.
But
I don't like to get into that battle. I just like to ride.
Yeah, and the only reason I carry on about it is for the simple fact that it's good lighthearted humor in my.
It's fun. It's fun to do.
Yes, it is. That's the joking that we do with
if
each
you
other.
Can't joke about it. But here's the thing.
That's a comparison of the ego that we're talking about. When
exactly.
We use our egos, it's stuff like that. We're messing around, having some fun. But
I mean, I started out as a young man on a
when
Honda
you start
100.
defending that and like that's like so important that you don't go against what I think about this or that. That's when the ego becomes a problem.
The first bike I had that I had to get my permit for to get my license, my endorsement for, it was a Rebel 250.
Oh yeah. Mine was a 95. The one I had to actually on a street. My first street bike was a 95 Kawasaki Ninja, and now the first bike I ever owned when I was 12, I didn't start riding dirt bikes till I was like 11 or 12. It was an old Honda 100 80 something model, 4-stroke. But it was a cool little old dirt bike. Rode the shit out of it, And then I had a Yamaha, and then I had it was a Suzuki 350. I was 17. And I rode the crap out of it. Well, then in my early 20s, I had the 95 Kawasaki Ninja, and it was green and white, heavy as hell. I can remember to this day. Those old ones was heavy. And I rode it for a couple of years, and I was like, man, I'm going to get killed on this. I got a newborn, you know what I mean? I need to get rid of it, and then went to the Harley Sportster, and then went to the Ultra. And
I mean, I can remember Christmas of 1979, and I was 7 years old, and I got one of them little Coleman mopeds with a Stratton 5-horse on it. Talk about wanting to kill you. That thing was designed to kill you.
Can we get the link to Ray's life? Yeah, it's my life, buddy. We'll
get your life. We're gonna get your life.
It's my life. Now,
my
shorts.
Ray.
My shorts are. A lot of them are political comedy. A lot of them are me. If you go back into them, a lot of them are getting 500,000 views, 200,000 views right now. 60,000.
I know, that's amazing.
You just have to soup through it. I do have videos. It goes all the way back to where I first started this in Daytona, 2021 Biketoberfest, when I first started YouTube. So,
yeah, well, Robert too as well. I don't know if you're on a phone or if you're on a PC, it's pretty easy. Like if you wanted to see, well, you don't have a comment out there, but if somebody's, how to link up by hitting the 3 dots, and they'll take you right to the channel as well. That's why you got a wrench. But if you're on your phone, then you get kicked out of the live. You got to go over there and do what you do, and then come back to the live. So, but yeah, anytime anybody wants links, let me know. We have them. Sick, what's cooking? I already know, but that sure look good, man. You don't hear me.
He's wanting to make enough for them folks that come view the house today.
That's right.
He is.
That's happening. That's
You
gonna
always
smell
bake
good.
sugar cookies or chocolate chip cookies when someone comes to
Oh,
tour the
man.
house. The way your house smells like cookies.
That sounds even better.
It is. I'm
Baked
telling
good.
you. Hey, why do you think
Baked
real
good.
estate women and men, they bake cookies in the oven or they set cookies out in every house they try to sell? If
You
you
are
really pay
smart.
attention to it, they do. Because what smells better than a new house? Fresh cookies, man.
Yeah. You get some Yankee candles, that have the bakery
I
good
hate.
smell. Apple
Speaking of
pie.
Yankee Candle, I hate they discontinued the burning rubber and gasoline candle.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't want to go in a
It's burnt.
house.
It's burnt rubber and racing fuel. That's
You don't
what
want
the candle was.
you don't want to show somebody a new house trying to sell them a house and go in and smell incense and burn, thinking, oh shit, a bunch of dope heads up here, you know what I mean? Potheads and so most of them they
Throw
bake
potheads.
nothing. But when you're trying to sell a house,
That got a comment out of
there's
it.
nothing wrong with that. But when you're trying to sell a house, you better have cookies. You better smell like
Oh,
cookies.
speaking of selling a house, they're coming for 2 appointments today. One at 12 and one at 12:15.
That's what we're talking about. You need to bake a thing of chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
They'll buy.
I gotta do a binger before they get here.
Spiked chocolate chip
Andy,
cookies.
yeah.
Get them all relaxed.
What
All right,
time is
thank
it?
you,
Edibles.
20 after 10.
Oh, okay. I got some time. 12 and 12:15, they're coming.
I hope you enjoy the channel, man. Like I said, I've had a lot of issues in the last 6 months with people that's just they love to leave dirty comments and trolls and
dude.
they
When you
call
have
me
comments,
a sellout. They call me, fake. And I'm like, dude, nothing. If you know me, there's nothing fake about me, and then me walking around on camera, I'm not putting an act on. I talk like this with no camera, this is just me. And it's okay. I can take the criticism. It's not my stuff, and I'm not. And that's the thing. I'm not for everybody.
Yeah.
And not everybody's for me. I don't have to be friends with everybody on my, in my side chat or on my channel. I mean, that's the thing. Everybody just assumes everybody should be friends. Well, no, not everybody gets along. Not everybody's going to like what you do. Not everybody's going to be your friend.
Yeah, but if you don't like it, stay away. If you don't like it, stay away, and don't keep crapping in my cereal.
That's what, but they can't because they have nothing better to do. They have no life, or they're jealous or envious of you, and they're just that's just the way they operate, man. Yeah. Their brain tells them to put someone down because they can't look in the mirror. Yeah. I mean, truthfully.
And that all stems from the fact that they have their own insecurities and they're trying to
reflect. Robert, blunt, more like it. Yeah, very blunt.
They're trying to reflect their own insecurities by putting it off on other people because they don't want to take the time to look in the mirror.
Yep. And I tell my life,
I
don't care to tell you I've been through mental issues. I've got issues. I've got problems. I've been to prison. I've been, I've got 15 years sober and clean. I don't care. I'm an open book, man. And I'm real. And I thank God that I'm here every day. But I'm not praising the crazy stuff I've been through, but I'm glad that it made me who I am. And I'm glad that I've experienced the crazy stuff to a point to where,
but those things are real, and they happen, and those things will humble a person. You go like, well, I can believe that you live in gratitude today. Some people never have those issues, have that stuff, and they are under the illusion of having enough, maybe they have some money, or they're extra smart. They're too smart to know, you know what I mean, or got great memories, and all those things will lead to illusions of, better than their ego never gets broke for a long time. When your ego's been broken and you've surrendered to a different source, then life changes for you. And those things those are your assets now. And those can be attractions. Like when you're talking to somebody like, wow, I'm attracted to what you say, Rob. I like you. Wow, you had a past. Well, you know what? I did some of this too. And man, you don't have to, you know what I mean? Feel bad or those things are exactly what you were supposed to go through, and exactly what there's no regrets at that point.
That's right.
You get forgiveness, really.
Yeah.
And that's a powerful tool.
And 9 out of 10 people either can relate to you, or they've
Mhm.
experienced
Right.
somewhat of what you've been through, or they have a family member or something that is going through it or been through it.
Yeah.
And
That's right, Robert.
and they can, but a lot of people don't, we're talking about people that don't live in reality. They live on the internet. So that's what's messed up about the generations that's below us. Is it's so,
That's really
I'm
good.
so glad I didn't grow up with this stuff. I mean, truthfully, I am. I'm glad I was outside.
Mhm.
I'm glad that,
Yeah.
my mama could beat the hell out of me and teach me lessons. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
When the
I'm
street
just,
lights come on, you come
yeah,
home, right?
you
Time to
did.
come home. It's
Exactly.
getting dark.
And,
Yeah.
I'm glad
You
that,
don't, you get a whooping,
yeah.
Like, I'll get your ass home on it. Yep. I learned. I didn't have to pussyfoot around. Just tell me.
But
You,
I'm
like,
just thankful that I can be myself, and like the experiences I went through, they wasn't all good, I can tell you, but it made me good now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So there really wasn't like bad,
No, because
but at the
it
time they
showed,
were
like I
affecting.
said
Yeah.
before,
Mhm.
I was looking down a road and it was going left or right. You want to keep going this way, or do you want to go this way? You know what I mean? You want to keep going this way, or you can man up and go this way and experience something new of what I'm doing now. And, go ahead. And so I took the right. I went right. And
Heck yeah.
I decided then and there I would never be that person that I was before. And like I said,
Here we are talking about it.
15 years later, yeah.
Stuff helps people, man. It helps me. It even when you know what you know. Like I got to be reminded on a daily basis at times, about certain things. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's really easy to slip into to an illusion in today's world.
Well, I've got an addictive personality too, so
Me
it's
too.
it's
Oh,
like
I think
man,
we're all in that same boat together.
yeah.
Right.
And
Here comes the sarcasm. No, the hell you say? Really? You gotta.
we may be all in the same boat.
Yeah, I know we
but
are.
We're in different parts of the boat.
well, some of us are paddling backwards, and some of us are
Grab an
paddling
oar,
forward,
damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just depends on if you want to, turn around and paddle with the rest of the team, or if you want to,
There you go. Yeah.
or,
Quit poking holes in the boat.
yeah,
Poking the bear.
paddling backwards. So.
That's when you got to have the flex tape on hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always had the ability to turn off before running over the edge. See, I didn't. I took it to the higher gear and wanted to jump off the edge.
Yeah.
Well, one of my sayings is
Hmm.
one we can all relate to. In our own way. I didn't fall off the turnip truck. Hell, I jumped voluntarily.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly. Like I wanted to be there. That was my issue. I wanted to do that stuff, and to a point, it was not, logic. I wasn't. Everyone says you're a product of your environment, but you can also get out of your environment. But I was as well to a certain point in life.
Yeah.
I was of what I seen growing up and experiencing the things I did at a young, under 10-year-old age and 12-year-old age, and then growing up in the 80s in East Nashville projects, and the only 5 white kids in the projects at the time, and seeing the crack come in and seeing people shot in your front yard because we're in the housing projects everywhere we lived. We were poor, and just rough, growing up. And now I didn't join gangs. I wasn't a gangbanger. I didn't do that. But having surgeries over time, seeing people sell dope and all that stuff, it sticks with you, those images and things, and just curiosity. I think curiosity got me to a certain point, and then it took over, and
it's relatable because when that point comes for a boy to become a man, it's when he realizes that there's nobody going to be there to save him.
Yep. And I didn't realize that until I was 28, I think.
And it all comes at a different time for all of us.
Yeah. I was 28 years old when I got locked up. And that's when I realized. Now, I was a man at 20. I was a man at 17. I could work. I take care of myself. Still lived at home, but in high school, fixing to quit. But I was working. Now, as a man, it was 28 when you're talking about that. But yeah, as a young adult, I was a young adult. Now, when I turned 21, I had my first kid. I laid the alcohol down and never touched beer, nothing like that. No beer, no alcohol again, except for like every once in a while, I'll mix a little, bourbon and Coke and sit here and drink one little, just a little bit, not even a cup, a coffee, just a little bit, just a mixed bourbon and Coke, and I'm okay. And I ain't had one in place since March, since I was at the motorcycle rally in Daytona.
Yeah.
So that's how often I don't drink. You know what I mean? Like I don't sit with it in my house. It ain't, So, and I had my first kid, and I was like straightened up a little bit to not a lot, but then and then I kind of fell, off a little bit. And then when I got locked up, that's when like Buck was talking about, I really, became a man. I was like, there's nobody going to do this for me. It's my time to, to stand up and
put
on
up
my
or
own
shut
feet.
up,
And,
And what makes us all relatable and all the same and makes us all human is there's times that even though we've been through all that, there's times we still have to go back and dance with the devil some just to remind us of where we've been to where we're at now, and we go back and dance with the devil to keep us on our own path.
And it's easy to go. I mean, it's easy. It's easy to go right back to it for some people.
Yeah.
Andy says he's on his 5th beer. Well, buddy, that's because you're a different time change. It's probably 6 o'clock. Well, no, he's like, I think they're 6 hours ahead of us or something like that.
Hey, I don't criticize anybody.
No, that's your. Hey, I don't care a bit. That's your
what
life.
It does to me. It's a drug for me that affects me in a negative way, and I cannot handle it. And I found that out because I was an egomaniac.
That's me.
Like now, once your ego gets tamed, then my ego will say, "Well, maybe you can handle it now. You better try." And I'm like, "Oh no, I've had enough. I'm good." Because I found other ways to cope. See, that illusion was like everything you did when you grew up. We're going to celebrate. We're going to go have fun. You watched your parents do it. You watched their friends do it. Everything was kind of focused around the reward after your day's work, after you've done this, done some responsibilities. Well, I started working all that stuff in during my work and during my responsibilities and over the top. Next thing you know, I just wanted to party all the time, So
daylight
got out of hand for
dark
me.
turned to daylight.
So it's like it don't work for me. Other people can do it. I can't.
That's me. I'm not afraid of it. I'm afraid of me. I'm afraid of because I know what I'm capable of.
I just don't want to risk it again, and I don't need it. Like you say, found different things to fill the void, and I have a party. I still have fun. I still, have a good time.
And that's me. I still go to rallies and hang out with my certain 6 friends that I have.
Yeah.
And we have a good time. We, none of us are out drinking and driving, riding our bikes or doing nothing stupid. Yeah. We're responsible, but we have a good time and we can all go do that and have fun. And then, we don't take it to that limit to, or if we're going to, or we know we're going to drink, we'll take a shuttle bus or something, or they're going to drink and, we'll take the shuttle bus or they'll take shuttle buses. And cause I don't really drink at a rally. Like I'll have my buddy Tom, he'll make me an old fashioned, and that'd be the only one I drink. Probably the whole time I'm there for the 3-4 days or whatever. I may drink 1, 2 at the most, and then I'm gonna be completely 2-3 days apart. But one old fashioned doesn't get me drunk and stupid. But I like to sit around with them because they like to drink, and I like to sip on an old fashioned or something while we have a good time. But I learned a long time ago that. Me personally, I can have a good time without drinking. I can have a good time without, I don't have to have that to have a good time because I have the right people around me. You know what I mean? Yeah. I have the right people that I can have a good time with that they drink and they know I don't drink. And there's a few that don't drink and they know that, I can have a good time and they don't have to drink. So
We learned some things. You got a better decision maker, before I was left to my own devices before I had that change and, not never looking at myself. The denial was broke. I had to, change some
What's up,
behaviors
people?
and habits. I just had to practice them. Even if it was fake for a while, I had to practice them.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. It is okay.
Yeah.
I was under the illusion that I would never have a good time again. I was going to hang on to
Yep.
something, I got, I got to figure out how to control this.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, I could never do it.
Yeah. Because
I
when
failed.
I
And then
was
the more you
21,
failed, the less you look at yourself. And I looked at myself as a failure and a loser at that point too. And then I had to puff up my ego more to display to everybody else that I thought I had to put this show on for even greater. And it was a never ending battle.
Yeah.
And even for us today, there's such a fine line between what's responsible and what's irresponsible of us.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'll check it out, Andy.
What old fashioned. Yeah, kind of is. I mean, I may still make a lot of bad decisions, but I'm not totally under the influence all the time. And I've learned enough that I can go back and take a look and humble myself. I don't have to protect that thing to the end and try and hide it and scrape it under the carpet somewhere. I'm like, hey man, I need some help. I need some help over here. Can you, what would you do?
Yeah.
Look at the research.
Before I'll show you. I'll show you what I'll do, I get my ass whooped.
Can nobody tell I cut my beard off? I trimmed it all down.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
That's
good when you don't notice.
Yeah. I got a bare chin.
Well, it ain't bare. It ain't bushy like it was.
You look good.
I just get to the point where it gets too bushy and I just like to trim it down. Mm-hmm. It ain't. I got so much Indian in me. It ain't as thick up here, so I don't like that.
Good morning, Lolly.
Just, because it can be bushy down here, but then it's so thin, like the Indian in us. My dad can't even grow this. He can grow a little bit, and my uncle, he's completely red skin, slick black hair, can't grow one hair on his face or nothing, and and I hate that when it's just I don't like to. I mean, I've had a beard almost to my belt.
Hooligans is getting long. Good Lord. He got a big old face full now.
Yeah, his looks like it's more like he cuts down and leaves this, it
gets big.
Yeah.
Definitely a full beard.
And who did we have on last night? Wheel Burner. His is already back. Like
man.
He finally.
Hey, where's that guy from? Where's he live?
Canada.
Canada.
Oh, okay. Because he was talking like, you American people, and I was like, dude, he's like, you guys are like overweight, and I'm like, dude, never mind.
He's what
you're sitting there with a belly like me, saying y'all are overweight.
Well, he's what we consider a northern redneck.
I was gonna say he seemed like a good dude. Like he was like he seemed like knowledgeable. Like he likes to talk too. Like
he's 32 years. I'm going on 32 years sober now himself.
Oh hell yeah!
He's fought a long
some good experiences as well. Then.
I have met him in person. I was so excited to meet him.
Oh, did he come down for that?
I drove from wherever we were, like about, I don't know, maybe 60, 50, 45, 50, 60 miles away. Went and met him at a truck stop, and rode up there so I could, shake his hand, say howdy, and then we sat down and talked for probably, I don't know, 40, 45 minutes, an hour.
Yeah.
And he moved on. Yeah. Great dude.
That's cool.
Hi, Wally.
And somebody in the community I could go meet. I wasn't going to miss the opportunity.
Yeah. I had a guy drive all the way from Oklahoma down to Florida and then up to Tennessee to my house in my driveway just to meet me and sit here, and I grilled burgers and food, and we sit and ate and everything. And he left and went back on his trip and made a complete Lone Cowboy Adventures. His name's Ken, a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And he was going to Florida to see somebody, and the guy wasn't there when he got there. So he's like, I'll just jet up to Tennessee, meet Ray. We'd been talking online like this for a long time. He came up to my home. I invited him to my house. He came up. I grilled out. I fed him. We sit here and eat, had good conversation and everything. And he left and went back towards Oklahoma. And I mean, just a good dude, you know what I mean? And
that's
I
what
like it
that's just like a couple months ago when Mr. Ray Gregory was riding down to meet sick for the first time. He had to come right through Valdosta where I'm at, and I'm like, hey, I ain't got nothing to do, and I happen to be home, and I'm like, hey, why not ride with somebody and meet a new face? And that's how I got to meet Mr. Ray Gregory, and we rode the 90 miles down there, and I left and came back. He stayed down there tonight and came back the next day, and it was really good time.
It's good to do that.
Yeah.
Because
Buck, I've met Buck in person too. We've both, like that's rare that there's like, man, that works out freaking great. Truck drivers can be easier to meet because, they're all over the place.
Oh, yeah. You call them up and they'll be 2 doors down, or they'll be 3 states away. Or
well, if you guys, speaking of truck drivers,
you need that keychain off Buck. You need that keychain off of Kill Bill. My name's Buck, and I'm here.
Yeah, that's where that line. Yeah, that's where that line came from.
I mean, the keychain though, where she gets in the car, she takes his car, and that keychain says something wagon.
Florida chicken.
Florida chicken. It's just like the other day. Moto and Sick. I don't know if y'all seen that short that Shannon and Thomas put out about getting tires put on her truck in Valdosta.
To stay away from the crows.
And I was home that day, and she didn't even put it together that she was right there in my hometown getting tires put on her truck, and we missed the opportunity to meet each other. And that was just a couple weeks ago. And I just happened to be home.
With the VAM around here is the Virginia, and it's not just for motorcycle, right? Anybody that ever wanted to come there can come there, but that's when you get to meet a bunch of people who are like us that are do YouTubes, may do moto vlogs, may do whatever live streams. You can all get up and have it annually every year in Virginia at Tazewell. Now they got one called Pam, and that's up in Pennsylvania. Same type of deal, It's good to have. I think T-Bone's possibly going to make another one event at a different time, somewhere a little bit different location. And
we're supposed to do like a Southern Pam.
Yeah, which is that's that's awesome. The community grows stronger and tighter. You get to actually meet people, and I don't know, it's just good stuff. Part of the great experiences in life, little rewards. I call them. You get to meet somebody, and they share time and their life with you because it's valuable.
And things like that are more reminiscent of communities back in the frontier days when they would have reunions and gatherings to celebrate harvest and this, that, and the other, and that's what modern society's lost on, is that personal interaction.
I have to say I've met quite a few people off the old interweb, so
they're having a band.
I've met a lot at bike rallies, bike events. Done a couple of meetups. Other YouTubers doing meetups. I went. Got on stage, introduced myself, my channel,
all
stuff
about
like
it.
that. Yeah, it's fun to do.
And the value of it is
get a hold of a few people and say, hey, they're having this event in your town or your state. I'm coming, and they'll show up and meet us, and things like that, Been to St. Louis, cycle showcase, a chopper it's an art display of choppers and motorcycles, and this guy Randy puts on, and it's awesome. He does it at Smokeout. He did it this past year out at the Ozarks rally out there, Lake of the Ozarks. But went up to St. Louis, and Evil Rick came up and met me. I got to meet Evil Rick, XAM biker.
That's awesome.
Salty went to it last year and took his boy's bike this past year. Me and Professional Monkey and a few others were there. Just a real good time, man. And got to meet Mike riding in the Ozarks, his buddy Steve. He's a great dude. Just those kind of events is awesome. because like when you go to Daytona, you got thousands of people and all this stuff going on, and it's so spread out in Daytona. All the motorcycle events down there are spread out, and so sometimes it's hard to actually get to meet up with certain people, you know. So it's like, man, I was hoping I was there, but I didn't get to meet you. You know what I mean? So to me, a lot of the smaller ones and the things that people put together is a lot more better because you're actually getting to meet the people you talk to daily. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to Daytona. I've been to rallies where
Small enough that you can...
no, I mean the bigger or whatever. And I'm like, I wanted to meet
Mhm.
these people. And I'm like, I'm telling them, hey, where was you at? I wanted to meet you. And they'll tell me. And I'm like, see, I was completely 10 miles away on the other side of town or whatever. Sorry, I didn't get to meet you. You know what I mean? And everybody's scheduling is so opposite and far away from each other sometimes. You know what I mean? Like you just don't get to meet up with some of the people you want to meet up with. So I prefer the smaller stuff like Smokeout, something like VAM would be, you know, or something like the Cycle Showcase, stuff like that, because it's more intimate. Like you get to meet people. You get to,
I like that better.
Yeah. Like you guys going to Forgotten Angels, it's more structured and on one place, one property, and you're all there, so you're all going to get to meet if you want to. You know what I mean?
I've never been to Daytona. I've never been.
It's fun.
I mean, I'm sure it is, and that's great, but I don't want to go.
Most of us try to camp at the Berry campground, so we're all at the same campground, so we all can hang out through the night with each other and listen to music and you know, and they got the bars and all that stuff outside and all that, and the vendors and all that at the Cawffee campground and or the Cabbage Patch and stuff like that. And then of course you got the big events downtown, the Strip. Then you got the Speedway and you got the other bars, which I don't really go to. I've been to them, but I don't go hang out unless there's like a chopper show or something during the day there. Mainly.
I constantly hearing stuff like the cops are like, if you don't put both
if you go to the
stop sign, you're gonna get a ticket.
If you go to the beach and ride the Strip, where they're all riding down, that's where they mess with you. If you do like I do, and we go down there I didn't even go in March. I didn't even go to the Strip. Didn't even go near the beach. None of that. We went to a few different locations, like the bars during the day for the shows, and went to the Speedway, to the vendors. But we like to go down there and we all camp right next to each other. We put our campers and all that tents and all that stuff next to each other, and and that's what we enjoy. We enjoy hanging out together, and we ride to different little locations. But I haven't been down to the Strip since 2021, and I don't care to go because that's where the police are, and that's where they'll get you. I don't care what you do. They will find something wrong with your bike or this. And they're assholes. So we don't even go down there. We hang out where we hang out and at the campground and do things. And that's the only reason I go to Daytona. Other than that, I wouldn't go because I don't care for the vendors. I don't care for that cruising on one's street.
I have a question. Is if you're wearing a helmet, does it have to be? Does it?
Sorry, I was saying no to Salty. If you wear a helmet,
no. Does it have to be DOT if you're going to?
In Florida, no.
Okay,
in Florida, no, because they have no helmet law.
All right.
In Tennessee, you have to because we have a DOT law. But I only own 2 helmets. It's DOT and they're full face, and I'll wear them if I know I'm going on a longer ride or interstate. But I always wear a half shell, and it's not DOT, and that's my stupidity. That addictive, dumb person in me, and, but no, if you're in Florida and you have no DOT, you can wear a plastic hat. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
Well, because sometimes I've heard of like, if you wear a helmet, it has to be DOT, but if you don't wear it, it's okay.
No.
But the thing about it, the state of Florida this past July, they changed the law that if you're in Florida and you got out of state plates, they say Georgia, for instance, like me.
Yeah.
Georgia's a helmet law. Florida knows that. So if they see my Georgia plates, I better have a helmet on.
Really? I better check into that.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I've never wore a helmet in Florida. I got Tennessee tags.
Yeah.
Does that mean I can go to other states and not wear my helmet?
Exactly.
No.
They should be
No,
like that.
no. Every state, eh, you know, the reciprocity laws don't work with the helmet law.
I like wearing my helmet though. I like
Well, how
I like
about-
I always
having.
wear my helmet.
Yeah, I like
How-
to have a helmet on.
How about say like your insurance? Is that why maybe it's affected? I don't know how the stuff works, but I'm in Virginia. We
Think
have to
about it,
have
Florida-
DOT. We have to have a
Florida's-
helmet. But
Florida's
I go to
Florida's jumping
Minnesota.
I can't hear.
Florida's
But I go
jumping
to
on that.
Minnesota.
You both are
Go ahead,
starting to
go
talk
ahead,
at the
go
same
ahead.
time. Us.
I just
Johnny,
wanted to finish.
Johnny's
Yeah.
killing me.
I'm just fucking.
I wanted to
Go ahead.
finish my point. We go to Minnesota, and there's a no helmet law there. I tried it just one. I just felt very uncomfortable. But does that have something to like? What if I got in a wreck and I wasn't wearing my helmet because I'm insured here, and they're expecting me to have a helmet on because it's a law? And I mean, I'm sure that gets messy. And so, like, am I still able to ride in Minnesota with the no helmet law? I mean, how does that work?
That
Anybody?
would be something depending on Minnesota. But
Okay.
being that I live just across the Florida line and I ride in Florida a lot, I keep up with the
Correct.
Florida's
Good.
changes.
I'm glad
in their
you
laws.
did that. I'm glad you said that
Yeah.
because I didn't even know. I mean, but I like I said, I've rode in Florida without my helmet and down in the city area, and it's not ever me that I worry about. It's some idiot in a car or something that's going to hit me, and
Yep.
if I don't have my helmet on, guess what? I'm going to. If they hit me, I'm still screwed. You know, I mean, I'm still going to get hurt. So, even if I have just a non-DOT helmet on, it's at least hopefully protecting my head from the pavement.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
DOT tat
that-
on the back of the head.
the thing about Florida is they're really not pressing that unless you're giving them a probable cause.
I was going to
If
say,
you're from out of state.
but if I'm heading down to Florida like I did in March, and it was chilly anyways, but I had heated gear on. But once I got in Florida, I still kept my I had a full face because we hit interstate the whole 875 all the way down to 10 and ran all the way over to Jacksonville and straight down to Daytona. But, you know, I'm wearing full face helmet, you know, until I get there. And then I have my half shell with me, and I take my half shell because I'm not
Yeah.
going
Here's a suggestion next time you ride down. If you want a little bit more scenic route, go on down just below I-10 into Lake City and take Highway 90
Yeah.
over to US 100.
Okay.
And then run US 100 over to 40 and it brings you out Norman Beach.
Huh.
Or 100
true,
over to
Robert.
17
Yeah.
down to 40. And it's a nice scenic ride through a lot of the small towns and the farming communities, and you get to see a lot more that you don't normally see on the interstate.
Well, when I went back in 2021, that was the first time I'd been there since I was 14. I went there when I was 14 on vacation with my mother and stuff. And then when I went back in 2021, but I had lived in Panama City Beach when I turned 18 and lived there for a few years, and about 5 years. And I love Florida. I love being in the Gulf, though, and I like it down there. I got friends. My dad lived in West Palm for like 20 years. And, but I hadn't been down there in so long. Like I said, I don't usually know the back roads and a lot of the other places, but
And so much of the larger cities have changed over the years too. You probably didn't recognize it in 21.
yeah. Well, even Panama City, where the hurricanes come through and they had to rebuild it, I don't recognize some of the stuff there, you know, and it's just, but I know my way around that Gulf right there and the Panhandle and all that stuff, you know, and
It's my backyard.
oh, I bet. And but like here in Tennessee, like I can take you through the mountain roads where you wouldn't even be on, they wouldn't even be on a map, you know, and I can go tell you to go certain roads that'll get you better than the I-40 if you want scenic route. And through Georgia, I lived in Georgia. My daughter and her husband and my grandkid live there. I got a brother that lives by Douglasville, Georgia. You know, I only lived there for about a year. I hated that place. I lived in Noonan. You know where Noonan is?
Yeah, that's out off of 85 there.
Yeah.
About 30,
Yeah.
40 miles out of Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah, and I hated it, every bit of it.
Oh,
God, I hated it. Oh, it
Hey.
was miserable.
a
But-
sick
That's what-
bastard.
That's why I love being down where I'm at, because it's not.
I was gonna
not
say
the
you're in
hustle
the,
and bustle.
you're probably far down in the peanut fields, ain't you?
peanuts.
36 hours, no cigarette. I'm going nuts.
Yeah.
Thinking
say-
about rolling my own. Like, okay.
Sick. I was going to say, sick bastard can relate to that probably a little bit. Are you
Peanuts,
listening, sick?
peanuts, bell pepper. Yeah,
I
like I
didn't
said,
know.
I'm right along the state line there, right off of 75. So
Okay.
I mean, I can be at Wild Adventures in 10 minutes from my house.
What's up, riding on 3?
You've been what 7 months now with the quitting. I was just
15th.
saying, man, give him a little inspiration. Give Rob a little inspiration. He's struggling.
Yeah. When I quit, all I was doing was coughing. I couldn't talk. I couldn't laugh. I couldn't do anything without coughing. And I was throwing muscles out in my back. I was miserable because I was coughing. So the cigarettes were just basically kicking my rear end, and then we're totally winning.
They do.
It'll
me
get
too.
better. You're gonna hate everyone for like 3 weeks.
Mhm.
Toothpicks.
All it took for Sick to quit was to
Toothpicks.
meet me.
Toothpicks and lollipops.
I was gonna say,
lollipops.
I like the dum dums. You know, the little dum dum
Yep.
suckers. Yeah.
Telly Savalas quit using dum dums. That's
Yeah.
why you always saw Telly Savalas.
Yeah, that was
dum-dum.
his trademark.
I rode my own in prison, and let me tell you, that tobacco is so harsh. It's worse than I think it's harsher on your throat. It made me cough more because it's loose tobacco. You know, it's the bag tobacco, and
I mean,
Yeah.
any tobacco is going to cause cancer.
yeah. Hey, Mike, riding on 3, buddy. Why didn't you buy that onesie yesterday at Bucky's? You should have bought it more.
Yeah. Yep. The insanity right there. The cough. That stopped me too, man. Pins
Yeah,
and needles. I cough so hard, pins and needles come to my face. I was like, what the hell am I doing to myself?
Yeah.
What am I doing to myself? You know?
Yeah, for the first 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to be expelling all the crap that's been sitting in your lungs. So don't be surprised if you cough a lot and
Yeah,
you'll get it all out, and little by little it'll subside. You'll cough less. Trust me.
Yeah. What's up, Frog?
And
Worders original.
I quit for 9 months when I first got locked up in county, and I was like, man, which I didn't have a choice. I had to put it in my head. I'm in a 6x8 cell. I can't get shit, so I better lay it out. Oh man, it was misery. But and then I got to prison, and it was everywhere, tobacco and everything. So I went right back to it.
Sure.
And it was like, what the hell, you know? I'd done quit for 9 months. Why the hell didn't I stop? You know, just stay.
Yeah.
So,
What's up, Frog?
like I
It's
said, I got
easy-
addicted to personality, man. I went right into it. It calms me down. Nicotine helps me, and it hurts me.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree. I miss it at least once a day, every day.
But that's the shit we agree to, does it really? You know, actually anything that you put in, nicotine, coffee, will help raise your anxiety.
Yep.
You know, and then you have to deal with that. Like
I
got
have bad
energy,
habit
I feel
of
good,
jerking
I'm
my
coughing,
eyebrows out.
but in reality, your anxiety will go up a little bit, and you'll get stressed out a little faster and a little easier, even though you agreed to it being, I'm going to relax and comfort and everything, you know? So sometimes it's kind of a lie, just saying.
Yeah.
Appreciate that support. All right, Robert. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's good you call it out and say you got a little bit of a struggle with it. I know you're getting through it. Just saying it. It's like, hey, it's something you're going through, and
I
report
struggle
in.
every day. I struggle every single day. I mean, sometimes I'll barely think about it, and other days, like I'll be sitting here and I'll be like, just chilling by myself, and I'm like, wow, it'd be really nice to have a cigarette with this coffee right now.
Dude, I'd never make it if I struggled every day with wanting to use or wanting to smoke or wanting to drink a beer every day. I would fail. I mean, that's my track record anyway.
Yeah.
And like I don't. Yeah, well, that's good.
It's subsides. Some days are worse than others. Like some days I'll get through a whole day and I'll be like, wow, I
didn't think about it
every day.
Well, you learn
But
about
you're
your
also
impulsive.
sick.
I
Also
notice when
I notice you have a lot of idle time though, Sick.
Yeah.
You have
idle
a lot
time, idle
of
hands
stuff.
are bad.
like I see you on these lives, and I'm not judging you, so please don't take it that way. But I see you sitting there by yourself, and I'm like, I see why it's in your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Trying to pass
so
time
you've got so much idle time going on. And I'm not saying anything bad. I do too when my kids are at school and stuff. I sit here and I'm thinking, okay, what do I do now? You know what I mean? Do I have the money to go and run around? No. Do I have the money to go shopping? No. Do I have the money to do this? No. So what
Do I
do
have
I
the
do?
money to go out and eat? Do I have the
Yeah.
money to go
So,
shop? Yeah,
exactly.
It's like, no,
So
I don't
I
have the
sit
money to
here
do
and I'm
anything.
like, man, I
Don't
have
have
to
money for
find-
cigarettes though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're expensive.
Yeah.
But it's filling the void. They're void fillers, and what's going to be healthy for you, what's not. What's going to connect me up with a better relationship, up there and with you all, or my cigarettes? Am I going to give that the power when it's actually killing me? And then you have the well, I know better, and then you worry and you stress about, well, I'm signing up for a disease and I know it possibly, and I'm going to keep it in denial. But then you really feel bad about it, and it gives you stress, and it does no service to anybody, because that always comes out in a negative way towards you, your family, jobs, everything, when you're not, doing things you should
They
be
say
doing
they
for
vape,
yourself.
but yeah, vape.
And
Then you're
then
addicted to vaping.
I'll
I
be
did
honest
that too.
with you. When I first quit, I quit. First of all, I cut down. I went from Newports to 305s, and I cut the price of I was spending on cigarettes in half. And then I noticed that I was smoking more of the 305s because
To get that,
Newports.
they wasn't that strong, and they're
Okay, so
they're not that cigarette.
I want menthol, and I smoked 305 menthols, but I was smoking more of them. So, and then I was just coughing more, and then it was still hitting me financially. And then I noticed that when I quit, and I got over the withdrawal, and I was through that and everything, and I started eating. And in the beginning, I ate everything in sight. Like I just ate and ate and ate and ate and ate. I was like, I just can't eat anymore. And then like that eventually got old.
Yeah.
Who wants to be 300 pounds?
Yeah. And then like eventually, I was just like, okay, so we're not going to go overboard. Try not to go overboard on everything. I started smoking a lot more weed. I started eating a lot more. So all of that subsided after a few months. My eating regulated, my weed smoking regulated, everything came back to norm. But every day I would be like, wow. But then and then I would want one, but then I would say to myself, wow, you come so far, and you feel so much better. Mm-hmm. Now you gotta
you gotta think it all the way through.
You gotta get ready. You got to go out into the car or to the bike. You got to get on it, start it. You got to go to the store. You got to go inside. You got to buy them. Now you're spending money. You're spending gas. You're a slave to cigarettes.
You're gonna feel terrible about it,
and you're gonna feel like crap. He's right. You're gonna feel like crap when you redo what you undid.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to look at it. You have to mentally prepare yourself.
Yeah. Dude, I could buy a new Harley if I quit smoking.
The
wife would have to quit.
We spend
$27 a day.
The money I spent on cigarettes is absolutely, and drugs was absolutely absurd. Absurd amounts of money.
Yeah. We spend $27 a day.
What was your
2 packs for me,
Thomas?
2 packs for her.
Oh, when he said hi, probably gentlemen's. Yeah,
$27 a day for 4
packs.
Yeah,
they say like addictive natures that we were talking about, the impulsive and compulsive. Like when you make the decisions, like if you, that's where you're learning sick too, right? You're like that, and if I just act on, all of a sudden I got an attack to do this or to do that. You're thinking things through. You're playing both sides of the story, and you're like weighing it out. What do I want today? Yeah. Where before you would have left defenseless. You just said, I'm going to do what I want to do because I'm going to be satisfied. I'll quit tomorrow.
That was the thing. I need, in Vegas. I'll give you another example. A very, very, very tough
survived that.
was Las Vegas. I had guys coming up to me offering me samples of Coke. You know,
Yeah,
and I was
Coca-Cola.
like, no, like
Coca-Cola.
like no. I was
just
like,
a sample,
no, please, like samples, bro. Like I'll
just a
give you
little
something.
bit.
No.
He's talking about the drink, ladies and gentlemen. We don't
Yeah,
want to get
rum and
demonetized.
Cokes, you know. And I was
Coca-Cola.
just like, dude, just get away. I'm like, I just be like, no, no,
Yeah, nothing's free, man.
Nope.
nothing's free. But like,
Part-time, yeah.
it would be so easy to say yes. But then, like, it
then
would
what?
be,
That's
then
horrible.
what? Right? Like,
That's
what comes
vicious.
next.
10
know
minutes later, you're at that person's feet begging again, or begging for, or
It's
or you got
you
the
couldn't
sniffles.
force me to do anything like that today.
No, not anymore.
Oh
No,
my
there
God.
ain't no way in the world.
No way, bro. No way. That
you might as well just put the
circle-
handcuffs on me.
Dude,
Back to what
it's
you
like
were
a
just
dog
saying.
chasing its tail, bro.
Well, like I said, you might
But
as well
you-
lock me back up because I'm going to go to the extreme.
Yeah.
Right.
And not like
And back to what
stealing and
you were saying.
being a bad person, but with that stuff, or not that stuff, but drugs. Period. I'm gonna just fall off the cliff. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm
Too
not gonna
much
do
of
a
everything
sample.
is
You know what I
just
mean?
enough.
Yeah. So, but hey, I'm gonna jump off here. I got a few things to do. Cook these kids some breakfast, but I can jump back in the side chat. I just wanted to make sure my equipment was working.
Your equipment.
I know it should get louder.
That was good. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can move it up, or I can I can turn it up the volume. I just didn't want it like echoing if I touched anything.
No,
I
you
didn't want it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to sit like this, and it'd be fine where it's not in the way of my screen because my screen.
You don't have to have it all up in your
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds a little more full when you're like that, but I mean, it's
it'll
natural
sound
right
more
where you're at.
like I'm up close.
Too much.
But that's what I mean. I want to be able to fix the volume where I can.
You did great.
Just sit right here and talk normal because my laptop's sitting like right here. So my mic, like when I move my hand, I'm trying not to hit it like to type and stuff because the only little table I got in my kitchen is a little round table and it's like bar stool chairs high. They're not like round bar stool. They're chairs, but they're high as bar stool. The table's a real tall table. So it's just a little 2-seat table,
Cool.
I don't have a 4 square.
But what I was going to
if I
say
could
too.
afford to smoke, I think I would.
All right, Buck.
What I was going to.
Peace, bro.
It's good. It's good speaking to you.
Yeah, guys. What I was going to relate to is when Ray was talking about, him and his wife's cigarettes costing them $27 a day. Think about it like this too. What would an ankle monitor cost you a day if you had to be under house arrest?
Yeah, I had to be under house arrest.
So there's that analogy. I mean, he's aware of what his addiction is costing him.
Yeah.
And the choices we make and what it costs us on a daily basis, not just monetarily, but mentally.
Not cheap. House arrest ain't cheap. Nothing's free.
Yeah.
Usually the judge waives most of that and says, we'll waive the fees on the bracelet if you direct that money towards the whatever, towards the fines.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go pretty soon here too. I got to go to Walmart. Yeah, I told that earlier today. And
Walmart.
Yeah, and go. Well, I got a couple people I got to get some stuff for. I didn't know what was going to happen for Christmas. You know where I've been lately,
Yeah.
And I didn't know if I was going to be able to do everything I wanted to do for Christmas until pretty much kind of now. Now I got a little bit that I can,
Yeah.
So I want to give, when I can and be a part of the Christmas thing, because that's what Christmas is designed to do. Damn it. But I love to give all year round, really. But
I found this in the garage, and then I got Leia a gift. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
That's sweet.
Simple.
It must not be food in there, otherwise she'd have probably broke into it already.
No, but I had to hide it. I had to.
Yeah,
I was on the phone with Sterling. I was on the phone with Sterling when I dropped the crock pot and shattered it. And I had to get Leia out of the kitchen because there was porcelain all over the floor. And I didn't want her to get cut. And I needed her to get out of the way because I was trying to wrap what I got for her. And I didn't want her to see it because she would never have left it alone. So luckily I did it without anyone seeing. What a disaster, bro. That thing shattered like shards. Shards
still
of
in here?
porcelain everywhere.
Yeah. She in here.
Well, maybe
John,
maybe
howdy,
between today and tomorrow when I join in, I can give you guys updated traffic reports from the road because it's gonna get crazier out here for everybody.
Yeah.
And
You
those
still
that are
didn't even know
traveling
if
in
you're
the
going to get
south.
home. How do you do
Well,
your Christmas as a truck driver? Like, I don't mean to make it
usually
long, but you know, it's
usually the last couple of Christmases I've tried to be home, and this will be the second Christmas without my wife, and this one's it takes a little while for for
spirit to
lack of
come
better
back.
terms. And I was lucky enough to be home at Thanksgiving with the kids, and after the day after Thanksgiving, I was able to help them with their decorations on their house and lights around the roof and such as that.
Yeah, it's just got to be a little different. Like even shopping and getting stuff, like you got to do that well prepared ahead of time. Like you probably have to start in the summer because you can't do last minute usually shopping unless you know what I mean? You got places to go and things to do and time. You've got time to do that.
It's hard for me to buy into that side of the holiday.
Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they want us to do, and it's what we're trained to do. And I have different feelings about it as you as well, but I just can't. My guilty. Well, and I think that's how it works. It's negative, but to go to Christmas there and not have something for everybody when I go there, you know.
Yeah.
It's that analogy. It's that analogy of we have to sleep in the bed we make.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Expensive.
I guess so. It's just like, I don't know. But that way I pay for my dinner when I go there too.
Yeah. Come
just
on.
Kidding.
Oh. Come on.
But my daughter's going to do the seafood boil. She always invites me, and I got grandbabies. I always take care of the grandbabies, get them, several gifts. I want to be able to get the rest of the peeps some. That's my mission for today. If I do that, I'll feel better. I'll be like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Something I need to do. But thanks for all hanging out and having a good time. This was good to see you last night, Buck, too, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely, yeah.
You got a little time to pop in today. It was cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things that, as far as spreading good tidings and goodwill towards men, and it's a different type of different type of meaning for us all, but at the same time we're able to share some common ground.
Yeah, that's important. It really is. Identification, and which we identify with, and remember where we came from, and support each other, and here we are. Somebody else is struggling, you can pick them up, and that's always a blessing. Does it for me. I do a lot of things, I don't always want to do every day because I know I probably should do it. And once you do it, you're like, man, I'm really glad I did that, because out of habit, you form some different things for your life, so you do those things instead, even when you don't feel like it sometimes, Spoil the grandbabies. Yes.
We all have the older in-laws that are set in their ways, and well, you should have done this and you should have done that, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like,
and there's no arguing that either. You just like,
and the reality is they're looking at they're looking at it from their point of view, and you know, for example, my mom and my mother-in-law, they're all about keeping up with family through Facebook and this, that, and the other. And it's, if I can't call or text somebody, I mean, why keep up with the Joneses through Facebook posts when
Yeah.
you don't know what people are putting out there as genuine or not?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we were talking about last night. Even with AI now, we're going to have a lot of manipulation done out there where it's going to be even less trust will be out there. And you know what happens when you get,
And
the masses not trusting anything, it's going to be chaotic, even worse. I think that's just a thought to think about. I don't know. I
I
may
don't.
be wrong.
I hardly share anything on Facebook from YouTube. I keep that completely. Usually, I keep it completely separate. I don't really, and I just, I kind of like avoid Facebook because it's like high school. It's just like
MySpace,
drama all the
Facebook
time.
to me is MySpace on steroids.
Yeah, he's right. Exactly.
Doesn't
It's like a shit. I'm sorry, but it is.
no, just
It's a shit show.
I hear a lot about just reading on the. I used to vape for a little while too. I did that, and I know it's probably not good for you either. But I think vaping only has like 3 chemicals. You have, forgot what they are in there, but they're pretty natural. Other than nicotine, you can get the vape stuff without the nicotine. It's pretty much like, from what I understood, like a vaporizer, right? But
Yeah.
with a cigarette, with most cigarettes, they add, just like anything else in your food, they put MSG, they put all these spices, all these different things that aren't so good, uh, to addict you even more. So a cigarette has what, several hundred chemicals in it, other than just plain tobacco.
Yeah,
That gives
cigarettes are
it its
disgusting.
uniqueness. It's gives you that desire to really enjoy it and want it, because then you're going to buy more. And that's what I've learned about, the difference between the smoking and the vaping. Now, whether it's, health wise, I'm no doctor. I don't know crap, but
Yeah.
I don't always trust what doctors say about that stuff either. But yeah,
But the thing about it too,
you,
doctors have a practice.
yeah,
They call it a
yeah,
practice.
yeah. Practicing what, exactly, for your best interest, or for the medical agenda.
practice on how to keep their wallets lined.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
We all know our bodies best, and we
Yeah.
can we, we we live in our own bodies, and we can
Yeah,
we can pick up on the cues that our bodies give us.
yeah,
Not saying that
yeah,
we're experts in it.
No, definitely not experts.
yeah.
But I mean, I'm pretty in tune with my body. Ever since I got sick, I noticed I had no choice but to be.
Glycerin, that's what it was. Evil Rick. Yeah, I didn't know what the other ones were. You get tobacco that isn't. Yeah, you can. That you can. Very
Oh, am
little.
I losing my signal?
Last
Uh-oh.
night did anybody watch the Kennedy Awards last night on CBS?
Yeah, that's terrible, Larry. Sorry, man.
Had to watch the back of my eyelids last night after I got
Yeah.
off that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I didn't watch. I don't watch nothing. I don't.
The
Other
Grateful
than,
Dead got nominated, and well, they got awarded the Kennedy.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would be of interest for you. I know. That's
Yeah.
worth watching.
Who else? It was
Yeah,
Bonnie
I
Raitt.
do.
Bonnie Raitt, the Apollo, Grateful Dead, a
Hmm.
famous trumpet player that I cannot remember his name, and Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
Funny thing, I don't know if you guys know, but this is a fun fact. Francis Ford Coppola is Nicolas Cage's grandfather or
Father, yeah.
uncle. He's related somehow.
Yeah, he changed his name so he wouldn't be associate, like he
Yeah,
wouldn't be favored.
he didn't want to gain his fame by his family name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think nobody
And
tried to hurt nobody here in the chat, you know, by putting
that
out
that too
information and
that too leads into another famous celebrity that used to babysit him, and that was Alice Cooper.
All right, yeah.
He used to
No
babysit
kidding.
Nicolas Cage when he was a teenager.
Hmm.
Saw it in a, I think I seen it in one of Alice Cooper's biography interviews or something. That was, you
yeah.
know, fun fact.
I was wondering why. I never asked him, but I was wondering why old Mac didn't try.
That's what I heard too.
Didn't try the
I think
Starlight.
there's more to, and I'm not speaking for Mac or judging him or
Yeah.
whatever, but when you listen to what he's saying about more than just his reasons with the frustration of that was he doesn't want to hurt nobody, and I feel like I'm like, gosh, maybe I should not. That's why I didn't really want to come on even this morning, you know, a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I talked to you. It's like we fill up all these spaces, and he's that kind of guy that will not go in and just start his live on your space, you know, thinking we don't know nothing, but that's his way he's lives and is brought up, and we do that too. We try not to step on each other's toes, but you
Yeah.
know, and there's just so much going on. I think he just on top of that, it was just too much, you know, and maybe he just wants a break too. So I don't know. That's just thoughts, and that's something I wanted to, you know, think about too as well, and
Yeah. It was
see
sad.
that. Yeah, I felt bad for him. Yeah, listening
I
to that.
did.
It was a very beautiful video, and he was so well.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, saying goodbye to you, don't do that. You
Oh, it
know.
broke my heart, bro. It broke my
Yes.
heart to see him saying it. I was like,
Yes.
oh my God. I was like, someone take the large knife out of my chest, please.
I know. That's what's like, man.
Oh,
I've
God.
done too much.
Damn.
Mac used to do the morning thing, and then he left, and then, you know,
Yeah.
you didn't have nobody doing the morning thing.
Yeah.
How about the morning thing? You get your butt up, do some personal
It was-
responsibilities, and go to work, Dean. How about that?
It was a big void.
It
There was a
was.
big void in the morning, I remember.
Yeah. Well, we're going to miss the storytelling, but I'm sure we got videos, and he's going to probably focus on those, and his videos really like picked up in that, I think, in his entertainment value. He's getting his Angelique involved a little bit more, which is, I think, is cool and helpful, and he's using some comedy and stuff in there, and he's just naturally kind of funny the way he does stuff, and he gets a kick out of it, you know. He's creative. He's very creative.
Yeah.
So anyway, you guys, I think I'm going to sign off. We had a great morning together. Thanks for joining the 30-minute coffee break. That what is it, hour and 30 today? 2 hours almost.
Hour and 52 minutes right now.
Yeah, I was off today.
You might as well.
So,
You might as well stick around another 7 minutes and make it a complete 2 hours.
It was off today. You know, you don't have to tell me twice, man. I can do that. You know that.
Yeah. Funny, bro.
Gotta have even. No, isn't that funny? We work with stuff like, well, let's round it off. Let's
just
make
round
it an
it
even
off.
number. You know, just
Yeah.
one more minute. Like that'll, you know, change my life. You know, but no, I get what you say. It's like a competition thing sometimes with those numbers and whatever. Well, let's get that. It's kind of funny though.
It's how we compete.
Ourselves.
It's how we compete with ourselves.
And good fun. It is. Yeah. Got a competition up. I got 2 hamsters going at it. Look out. They both don't know what they're doing either. Take 10 minutes to turn it. Yes, it does. You know that. How long does our goodbye say sometimes? Another 30 minutes. Right. We prime it up about 20 minutes before you actually shut it off. Hey, I'm thinking about maybe getting off here and going to Walmart and go buy some stuff. Well, you know, my son's not up yet anyway, so it's not like I have to get off this second. But you like it sometime. I'm gonna have to.
Outside and you'll see that the sun is up.
Oh, it's beautiful out there. It's very sunny, clear skies. It's that's recipe for a cold and crisp day too. But I like them better when they're sunny. Them darker days that are dreary, and you can feel the moisture in the air when it's cold too. It's
Affects our mood.
Yeah.
like, dang, it's frigid. Yeah, Thomas. Hey, Thomas, thanks for your participation today. Thank you, Lolly. Love
Yeah,
you
thank
guys.
buddy.
Yeah, Evil Rick. I was hung out. We had Larry in here today. Larry HD.
Larry,
Super
Frog,
cool.
Wally, Thomas.
2-4 came in early. Didn't hear
4,
much from him too long, but
Evil Rick,
Sterling.
Sterling, of course.
I think he left without saying goodbye, but that's okay.
That's all
Maybe I
right.
missed it.
Yeah. I think you
He's
got to go to
busy,
work
man.
Monday.
He's
Oh,
busy,
no.
man.
It's the holiday. That's right.
Yep.
Forgetting that.
Who else? Red Lady was here.
Yep.
Just trying to
Mo.
go through some people I remember. Mo. Yep. Mo Horowitz. Merry Christmas, Larry. Yeah. Gosh,
Chu.
dang, man.
Ray.
I'm going to get up with the ride with you sometime soon. He hit all the nice little hot spots on his videos lately, too. Our little.
Did Ray change his name to Quick Shoe? Is that who that is?
Maybe.
I think-
I would think so.
Yes.
Which
That way-
one? Because there's a bunch of Rays now.
I know.
Yeah,
Ray. Well,
Well,
Ray.
Ray, too. He had both in his name. And
Yeah.
now yeah.
Andy.
Who's on? Nobody on Monday that I know of.
Yeah. Nobody.
Sick, when you gonna get the
Suppose Max sent me a picture today. They transferred it.
they did?
Yeah.
Well, it'd be kind of neat, man. You're gonna have
I
to
don't
keep
know
some
if
of his
you
decorations
wanna-
in there if they're in there, and
I
tribute.
gotta put you immediately as a whatever.
Tribute. Yeah, remember, that's easy
Yeah.
to do. You know how to do it, don't you?
I think so.
Yeah, just go under members and you just follow the directions.
All right. Yeah.
Super easy.
Pretty easy. I managed to make you one already.
Yeah, just have my email handy, cut and paste it in there when it tells you
Yeah.
to email a member, and then you're good.
That's all. Yeah. All
You
right.
here? Yeah. Oh, Ray's still here too. Yep. Of
Yeah,
course,
Ray.
Ray was
All
here.
right.
He was a
Take care,
panel
man.
member for quite
Salty was
some
here.
time.
Salty was here.
Salty. Yep.
Forget Salty. Yeah.
And Frog.
And Frog and Wally. Yeah.
Yeah. That was great, man. A lot of people showed up, said hi. We thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Everybody.
And thanks for all the wonderful birthday wishes yesterday. A lot of y'all, even on YouTube, gave me on my last video I put out happy birthdays and stuff.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Good support. Yeah.
When I shared it, I shared it. Come
You
and
did, man.
come and say happy birthday to.
That's what happened. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't see that part, but that's cool. I had so much thank yous yesterday between Facebook and YouTube. And when you just hit the little heart and say, I love what you said, thank you, you feel obligated. Well, I said thank you to somebody. Now I need to say it to everybody, you know, like,
Yeah.
And when you got a couple hundred of them, and then, it was a little bit, but it's okay, man. People took time for me. I try to take time for them.
And it's perfect. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly okay to feel 26 now that you're 62.
62,
Exactly.
yeah.
See?
It's
Dude.
perfectly okay. It's
It's
acceptable.
reverse engineering.
I still don't feel old. I still do not feel old, and I don't have no really major effects that indicate that other than
That's
I mean,
great.
looks.
Yeah.
I'm 52 and still feel 25.
Yeah.
I'm
52,
50
53.
I just turned 53, and the whole foot and angioplasty made me feel a little old. But
yeah.
besides that, I feel pretty young.
Yeah. Lolly asks, is there anybody doing anything? He said, not that I know of, not from the community that I know of anyway. And then I'm sure somebody might hop on, but
So what are you saying? You want me to make it live tonight?
that's what I think she was saying. Like, some stuff to say. You should see if your StreamYard's going, man. At that time, I hate to say that. I feel weird saying that because Mac is. Yeah, but hey, we're gonna keep some of that Mac decoration you got in there. Would be cool, and do some tributes for Mac. I hope he comes out and can hop on his phone and use phone data when he's out and about somewhere once in a while, and he's got to make some
30
appearances.
30 seconds to the 2-hour mark.
30 yeah, we're there. Okay, I'm ready to shut up, guys. Can we do a moment of silence?
Moment of silence.
A moment of uncomfortability. Can we be
The awkward
on a
silence.
live and pretend to be silent without being a silent live? How are we doing? We there? End stream. Is it there yet? 57, 58 to 2.
Wait.
Boom.
There
Peace.
you go.